Hello, and welcome to the Backyard Show. This week, James and I chat with Luke Norman of the Squealers, Genie, and Norman Ventures. We'll talk about his 6 albums he put out last year, Beetlejuice, and his mixing process. You can listen to Norman Ventures on all streaming platforms, and you can also find him on SoundCloud. Now, let's get into the show.
Welcome to the Backyard Show.
Heck yeah, dude. This is cool.
All right, so the first question I have is, what's your obsession with Beetlejuice?
Dude, I'm actually wearing a Beetlejuice shirt right now.
Oh, it's that Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the movie.
Not Beetlejuice.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I just think he's like entertaining and like, yeah, he's pretty funny and cool. If you watch his vlogs, dude, he's like a pretty chill dude.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you channel Beetlejuice in your music at all?
Yeah, maybe.
In what ways?
Yeah, I like his style. He's pretty cool.
Describe his style.
His like beanies, where he wears his beanies are pretty cool. And I wear beanies. It's pretty cool.
You're wearing a beanie right now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty questions now. Now that we got all the fun ones out of the way.
We're only allowed one fun question per
Yeah,
episode.
the rest of them are just not fun questions. No, I'm
Alright.
just kidding. How many groups are you currently in right now?
Like band-wise?
Band-wise, solo project-wise, how many things are you? How many projects
are
you've
you
been
working
working
on?
on, and have worked on?
Let's see. Probably like a couple. I have like the Squealers with Max, Brady. I mean, no, not Max. Sorry, Brady, Chris, and Jason. That's been going on for a while. It's really fun. Loud noise stuff. And then I have another project. It's like a solo project called Loner Dude, and it's just kind of like emo and like stuff like that. And then I have Norman Ventures, where it's just like kind of like my life, basically, like what I go through and stuff like that. And then I'm starting a new project with Dante and Chris called what is it called? Oh yeah, Genie. So yeah.
Talk to us about a Genie.
Genie
What can
is
we
like
expect?
it's like a cool like experimental band where it's like, how to explain it? I don't know. It's like Chris is on drums, Dante's on guitar, and I'm doing vocals. And we're just kind of like experimenting with like whatever. Like we're just like all of our ideas we're combining into it.
That's cool.
When can the listeners expect to hear that?
Oh, we don't have it out yet, but it's coming out.
So what's the start of your relationship with music?
With music, I guess when I was like 10, my dad got me like my first guitar, and like I thought it was cool, but I didn't like get into starting until like I was like 15. So like yeah, like my dad always like had guitars around and he used to play music, and I thought that was really cool. And yeah, and then I started like listening to other bands that my dad was into, and my dad like showed me a whole bunch of like really really cool bands, and then like I got into music and stuff.
What were some of the bands that like inspired you that your dad showed you?
You know, like all the classics like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin and stuff. And then like let me think. The ones that got me like to make like, oh, I want to make music is definitely Ty Segall, like his early stuff.
That's cool. What was the first band you were in?
The first band I was in was Newport Junkies with Caleb.
That was the first band?
That was like the official,
Wow.
official band, yeah.
So you were just making solo music
Yeah.
for all those years?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That was
I'm
fun.
glad I popped your cherry.
Yeah, it was fun.
So when you were learning guitar, is that all self-taught? Like doing,
Yeah.
just figuring out yourself, writing
Yeah,
songs?
some of it's self-taught, and then when I first started, I took music lessons at like this place, and that was cool, but I got really frustrated with the guitar teacher, and I was like, I'm gonna do this by my own. So yeah.
Why were you frustrated with it?
I was like frustrated because like I don't know, it was weird. Like I was just like didn't get along with him. We both like saw like different eye to eyes on stuff like music wise.
Yeah. What do you see with music?
Huh?
What's your vision with music?
Oh, like kind of like like anybody can do it or something like that. And he was kind of like, oh, I don't know about that. You know, it was just weird.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. He's like, maybe you should practice more before you release stuff. And I was like, that's true. But like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was really cool.
And you do all the production on your albums, right?
Yeah.
What are you using with those with recording wise?
For like the first couple albums, like the first 2 I made, they were on GarageBand. And then the rest now are on Logic.
Like, to go back, you were talking about your first album, your self-titled.
Yeah.
But I was always wondering, like, who's on the first album cover? Is that you, or is that just 2 random kids? Like, who is that?
Yeah, it's like me and like, it's like me as a kid and then like this girl that apparently was like one of my childhood like best friends, and I don't even know who it is anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. My mom's just like, oh, that was your childhood best friend, and she doesn't remember who it was either.
Let's talk a little bit more about that album, because I think that's my favorite album of yours.
Really?
Yeah. Can you just detail like maybe the first song on the album? It's called Self.
Oh yeah.
Can you just describe the process from just the initial idea all the way through to release?
Yeah, like that first song, Self, was like, let me just like try to make a song that's just about me and like how I feel and stuff like that. So I just tried to like go into a mode where I'm just like, okay, who am I, you know? And I just came out with like an acoustic of that song, Self. And yeah, that's pretty much how like Norman Ventures became a thing.
So that was just one day you just busted it out and that was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that album because there's a cohesive like sonic quality to every song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Was that even conscious, or is that something you strive for in mixing or recording?
I don't know. It just came, it kind of like was just like a bunch of like different like things like, oh man, what could I do after this song? What can I do after that? But I also tried to make them all like relatable. And then like it just came out how it came out, I guess. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Squealers. Are you I know you guys were working on a little bit of recording at the start of quarantine. Is that still going on, or what?
Yeah, not really right now, but it was pretty cool.
How
But
deep into it were you guys?
we were like really, really into it. And then like, you know, COVID happened, and then we were like, oh, let's take a break. So yeah, it's currently like on a hiatus right now.
How many songs do you have from those sessions?
Probably like 3 that we recorded, and then like with the total we want to do is like 12. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Do you have 12 written?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
12 written.
What can the listeners expect from that album? What's new?
Noisy, loud, and like energy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All good things.
Yeah, just like a lot of energy.
What are some of your favorite and least favorite parts about working solo and working with a band?
Solo, like, surprisingly, I feel like it's never like enough. Like what I do, basically, it's like when I do solo, I'm like, oh man, this isn't how I wanted it to turn out. But I guess other people like it, so like I'll just like.
In what ways?
release
How do
it.
you feel it?
Like what I feel like in my head, I feel like, oh, I don't want it to sound like that. I wanted it to sound like this. But like, I don't know.
Describe how you want it to sound. You want it to sound like more professional, more bigger orchestration, or like how do you mean?
Because I feel like it sounds like so dope, like, and so many other people too. Like, well, because I'll talk about it with other people, and we're always like, it sounds so sick. So it's crazy to hear that, like, that you would want it to sound different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I guess like I'm still like hooked on like that thing when I was like in high school. I wanted to sound like somebody else.
Yeah.
But like now, like, yeah, I don't know.
You still want to sound like somebody else?
No, I don't anymore. But like, I was still like, when I was like making like the first couple albums, I was like, I want to sound like this person, but like it didn't come out that way.
Yeah. Who are you trying to strive for?
I guess like, I don't know, honestly. Mac DeMarco, which is really random, but yeah. It's like, I just loved Mac DeMarco when I was like young and stuff, but yeah.
What are like 3 artists that like really inspire your Norman Ventures projects? What are 3 artists that inspire your more emo projects? Like,
Well, surprisingly, like I didn't get into him until like honestly recently, but like one that people always like, dude, you sound like him, is Daniel Johnston, which is really cool because like when I made like the first little album, I had like never listened to him at all, and that, like people were like, what? That's crazy. And then Elliott Smith, I recently got into him. He's really, really good. Like, I love Elliott Smith now. But yeah.
When you hear Elliott Smith, what are you hearing that's like, okay, I want to do this?
I don't know, maybe because like I don't know, just like the sound, I guess, is really cool.
That raw emotion.
Exactly. That's what I want to try. I try to do is just like, not necessarily like copy other people, but just get like the emotion out there.
I think you definitely capture that.
Cool, dude. That means a lot. Thank you.
So you put out 6 records last year.
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
I don't know, dude. Like, I know I keep saying I don't know, but like, it was fun. Yeah, it was like, some of it was weird. Like, a lot of it, I guess, like, I make the songs, like, most of the songs in like one day. So like one day I'll make a song, I'll finish it the same day, and then I'll move on to another song. Like, I'll export it. Like, okay, this is done, so I'll export it, and then like I'll save it into like a file where like it'll like, I'll just title like a random album name and it'll save there. And then like I'll just be like, okay, I got that song done, let's move on to the next song. Let's move on to the next song. And then when I'm done, I'm like, oh, it's an album. Yeah.
Very organic.
Is that something you try to do every day, is write a song?
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you write a song today?
No, I did not. I wish.
How does the process differ from the songs that you bust out in one day to the songs that take maybe 2-3 days, weeks, months? Why do you think it takes longer for those songs when you have such a speedy workflow?
That's a good question. I guess like the songs I bust out in like one day are like how I feel like in that moment. And then when the songs that take longer is like how I've been feeling for a long time, or like something I've been thinking about like writing and making for like a very long time, and I want it to sound like really like clear, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to writing the 6 records last year. Was that workflow every day writing a song? Was that because of the vast amount of free time with quarantine, or was that a workflow that you had previous to lockdown?
Part of it is definitely lockdown, and then part of it was like just like a long experience of like just recordings, and like old recordings and like new recordings basically. So I just like released them. Some of them are really, really old songs.
Oh really? How old?
Like 2020, like the first album I did was the self-titled. It was released in 2020. Some of the recordings were from like 2018.
When you're writing a song a day, are there any places that you tend to go to write those songs, like a specific room, or is there certain circumstances that you have to be in to get into that creative headspace?
Yeah, mainly I just like whatever like room I'm staying in, I'll just record it there.
Like a bedroom?
Yeah, like my bedroom or like my living room sometimes. Yeah.
So we got a segment called Dream Gear on the show.
Oh, for real?
For real, man.
Cool, man.
And it's and basically it's just like, what if you could have a piece of like dream gear, like something that's like, damn, I want that, but I don't have it. But
a microphone, maybe a guitar pedal, a piece of recording gear.
Cue dream gear music.
It's time for Dream Gear.
All right. So what would you choose, man?
Definitely a dream guitar is definitely like an acoustic, like an old acoustic from like, I don't know, it could be like any acoustic guitar. I'm not familiar with like names, but like any like old one that like looks kind of vintage, like that would be like pricey, I guess. And then like when it comes to electric, definitely a Gibson SG. Like that's like my dream guitar.
You have one more. 3.
Have one more?
It's 3. Yeah.
Oh dang. Okay. Like a OG like synthesizer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of synth sounds are you going for?
Something that sounds old.
Just old?
Yeah, like old is like hell. Like something like hauntingly old.
Just the first synthesizer ever made.
You gotta find like an old school like plug that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So I think anybody who follows you on Instagram knows that you always have a new Instagram account, like every few months.
Yeah.
List all of the Instagram accounts that you have.
All right.
Shout them out so people can follow them.
All right, let me pull out my telephone really quickly. All right. The Instagram accounts I currently have are Norman Ventures, the Squealers account, Norman is Dead Artwork, Loner Dude Band, Norman is Dead, and Genie Band.
Nice.
Those are all of them.
So go follow those guys.
You also have like an animated cartoon, right?
Oh yeah, Dank Fathers
And is that where can you find that?
on YouTube.
And it's just called Dank Fathers on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Sick.
Is
Yeah,
that something you're still working on?
No, it's like one-time thing only.
But it's a big collection. There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's like 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. We had a good run basically.
The network shut you guys down.
YouTube is like you can't post it.
How extensive is your mixing process?
Is I don't know. I just like do file, bounce, and then wait for it to be done, and that's it.
Hey, it sounds good though.
Yeah.
Well, we got it right here. You want to explain this last question real quick?
So I have a very special question for you, and it's kind of like the hardest question, so I saved it for the end, just so it wouldn't get awkward.
Okay.
But like, it might get weird.
All right,
So
that's cool.
Just bear with me. I think you're down though.
Yeah.
What's your mom's skull cake recipe?
Oh, dude. Bro, I can't give the out on information.
I know there are a little bit of coconut flakes. I know there's some vanilla in that thing.
Yeah, dude, I just can't, bro. It's classified.
For the listeners, I once went over to this man's house, and I believe it was your birthday, right?
Yeah.
And his mom made these little tiny cakes. They were like, I don't know, 3 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
And this man won't give me the recipe, and it's been at least 3 years.
It has, yeah.
I thought maybe I could get it out of you during this interview. And it's still top secret.
Yep.
Man. Well,
Fuck you, Luke.
yeah. Well, I guess
Thank
this
you.
is the rest. That's how we're gonna end it. I see how it is.
All right.
Well, don't listen to Luke's music.
Yeah, because until he gives me his mom's cake recipe, don't stream any of his content on Spotify. Apple
Don't listen to
Music.
Norman Ventures. Don't listen to the Squealers.
Don't go on his SoundCloud and check him out, because like he hasn't given me the cake recipe yet. Don't even peep at his Bandcamp. And when he starts releasing merch, don't buy that because
And just don't release this audio at all.
we're not even gonna release this podcast because this man did not give me that cake recipe that I really need.
No, but thank you, Luke, for
Thanks,
coming
man.
on our podcast. Again, you can listen to Norman Ventures on all streaming platforms and on SoundCloud too. If you haven't already, you can join our mailing list at www.thebackyardshowpodcast.com to be notified when new episodes are released. Thanks for listening. This has been The Backyard Show.